Hey guys, what is up? MK in the morning, a little bit late on a Thursday morning. On Thursdays I like to take my time. I don't know, it's just me. But I'm here with my guy Nick, man, from Pick Swap Media. How you doing, man? We got a lot of shit to talk about today.
Yeah, there's plenty going on in the NBA world right now. This should be a good show from, Bam scoring 83 points, Sixers falling apart, Magic rising from what, 8 to 5 really
Five.
overnight.
Yeah. They went from like that, just climbed up. And I'm just
5
like, I'm impressed. Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 through 10 right now in the East is changing by the day.
It feels like the West, dude. Like the West, you don't know where you're gonna be. That's the play-in for the Eastern Conference. We already know the top four. We already know the top four. So it's like Detroit,
For
Boston, New
the
York, Cavs.
for the East, you mean the floor
Yeah,
is locked. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The top four is locked. So other than that, anything can happen in this freaking NBA world. But yeah, let's get started, man. I just want to rip the Band-Aid off. Kelly Oubre's out. Kelly Oubre is out for the next 2 weeks with the LCL injury in his left elbow, and I'm like, bruh, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about it? Blaze and the Blaze is here. What is up, Blaze?
So here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
That type of injury, I don't know. Again, I don't know the severity of it, but
Right.
say the Sixers were on. Nick, get ready to run it all back next year with the same team. Yeah, probably. Um, I don't know the severity of the injury, but say the Sixers were on a 10-game losing streak, were fully healthy, and had a chance of, I don't know, getting a top 5 seed, because I think those chances are fully out the window now. Say they were in that position. Oubre probably would be playing through this injury. But
Yeah.
with, where the Sixers are at right now, Maxi's hurt, Embiid, PJ's out, all these guys can't stay healthy. I think they're honestly just, you know, they're throwing in the towel. They're just saying, like, you know what, Oubre, like, there's no reason you don't need to play through this injury. Just sit out.
And it's
That was my
actually,
that was my initial reaction to it. I was like, yeah, they're just throwing in the towel because that type of injury, it's not like he tore his ACL. Like, you can't play through a torn ACL. It's an elbow injury. He probably could play through it if he really wanted to, but there's just no point.
here's another thing, too. A damn bonus, a game time decision tonight. So there's
What's
another
what's
injury we got to throw up in there.
what's up with him now?
I'm drawing a blank. Let me look it up. And
It wouldn't
yeah, it's
surprise
a,
wouldn't surprise me if it wouldn't surprise me if it's just rest, to be completely honest.
yeah. Hold on. He suffered a left shoulder injury. Oh wait, that was against Oregon. What? Huh? Okay. Yeah, stupid. Questionable for Thursday's match. Back soreness.
Yeah, so like they're
Back.
just making something up.
I don't think they're making something out because he did have a hard fall a while back. So it's just like lingering,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
but
is
has
what
he
it
been
is.
listed? But has he been listed on the injury report as of late?
I think they put not last game. So this is the first one.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. So I don't know. I don't know I don't even know what to make of it anymore. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Like if they stay in the play-in mix and they make it out of the play-in and get a 7 or 8 seed, they're one and done. Or they could miss the postseason outright and fall to the 11 seed because the Bucks are not too far behind.
Yeah.
But either way, there's no reason to have any expectations whatsoever. Like, it's over, bro. It's over.
Yeah. For me, it's just like it's the same thing year after year. The beginning of the season start off hot, and then you come down a little bit, come back up. It's a wave. That's basically what it
Yeah,
is. It's a freaking
pretty
wave,
much.
and at the end, it's just like not the nail in the coffin. It's just like it's the same thing year after year. And Maxie plays 42 minutes a night, so I'm like his body can't hold up all season long.
So
So
he's out what, 3 weeks?
Maxie's out 3, Ubre's out 2.
So apparently, I think I read that Maxey is ineligible for postseason awards if he doesn't play 3 more games. Is that right?
Yeah. So at the end of it, if he comes back and plays like a couple more, he should be able to get those awards.
Okay.
So I'm like, I just wanted to play at least 3 at the end so he can just get them.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think I mean, I don't think he's has any chance at winning like MVP or anything, but I think he should be on one of the 3 All NBA teams.
oh yeah, my hot takes I had in a video. I had them be all NBA third team. I am actually this
Yeah,
year.
I would put him on the 3rd team. If the Sixers had a better record and were one of the say they were like one of the best teams in the league, you could argue he could be on all 2nd team, but I think
Yeah.
where they're at, all 3rd team's probably right. But I
Yeah.
mean, see what happens, man. Like 3 weeks, it's gonna depend on where they're at. Yeah, Blaze is right. He could be in the conversation for clutch player of the year too.
He's
I'll give him
number 2.
that.
Number 1 is Ant Edwards. Number 2 is Maxey. From the last time I looked at the odds. So
Yeah, no, I would give him that. But I don't know. I mean, if they're already out of the play in 3 weeks, by say they go on like this, insane losing streak, then I'll be shocked if they bring him back. But like, a part of me kind of hopes they do bring him back anyway, even if he only plays like 15 minutes every night,
it's
just to
it's
be eligible.
yeah, it's kind of like what Rio said when I was doing a live play-by-play with him with the Rockets and Spurs. He's still mad about that loss, but he was like, "So shut down Maxi for the rest of the year." That's what Rio said, and I'm like, "They're not gonna do that," but it's just like I would not put it out of there. I would not. Yeah. What is what is up, game? What is up, man? It's wasn't impressive at all. All right, here we go again.
All right, are we gonna get in? I guess that's a good segue.
I think that's a good segue. So give me your thoughts on it, man. Everyone knows. Yes, I saw what Nick Young said. I'm not gonna bring it up. It's so idiotic. So give me your thoughts on it.
So I didn't watch the game. I was watching campaign go nuclear against the Memphis Grizzlies, which was
what
awesome.
a what a game from him, man. What a
That was
game from
one of my
campaign.
that was one of my favorite games of the season because they
Yeah.
had no business whatsoever being in that game. They were down, I think, 15, and then they climbed all the way back. Campaign hit like 4 threes in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Confident too. Like he was just bringing the ball right over half court and pulling the trigger. Like didn't even think twice, just letting it fly. It was awesome. But
Yeah.
anyway, the Heat game was going on at the same time as the Sixers game, obviously. So I didn't watch it, but I saw the highlights. I
Yeah.
saw the box score. So I don't have too strong of an opinion on it. But I will say, what he shoot 43 free throws is pretty insane.
Hey,
What's
if
he
you could
saying?
just make the points, I'm fine with it, honestly. I'm just happy for the guy, man. I'm just so happy. Just yeah.
Oh,
Nick Young, he is tomorrow.
he's talking about Swaggy P. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about Nick
Um,
Young. Yep.
yeah. No, but like the Bam thing, listen, like what do you have? 31 points or something in the first quarter?
In the first quarter, he had 31. A half, he had like 40 something. By the end of the third, he had like 62 or something like that. So it was actually legit. The whole game was legit. It's
Yeah,
just
so
like
I
how
would
it was
say
handled. It was bad,
this
in
is
my
what I would
opinion. But
say. He absolutely had an incredible game. Like he was feeling it. It wasn't like, they were leaving him wide open. Like he hit some really tough shots. I'll give him all that. He had an incredible game.
yeah.
What was his do you know what his career high was prior to this? I don't even know if he's ever scored 50.
41.
That's what I
41.
mean. I don't even know if he ever had a 50-point game.
It was
That's
41, and then the most, yeah, he's got 83 now. So that's his career high now.
so I mean, I would probably agree with that. Teach game. Bam only truly scored like 70. Okay, here's what that's what I wanted to kind of get into.
Go for it.
The last, I guess you could say, really the entirety of the fourth quarter, based off what I saw. they were just, you know, fouling intentionally so then they could gain more possessions, which the Washington Wizards coach Keefe basically said post game, like, that wasn't basketball. That was poor sportsmanship. And yeah, honestly, I agree. I don't think that. I mean, the Wizards are already a putrid team as it is. They get their ass kicked almost every single night. So that's, you know, pretty poor sportsmanship from my perspective. But I don't fully agree with that. Again, I get Blaze's point too. It's like you have 70, you're like right there. How many guys score 70? Not very often. You usually get like one or two every, I don't know, 3 years or something. If that, when did Luca or Embiid had 70? What, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
2 years ago against the Spurs, and Wemby had like 36, 37.
Okay.
No one likes to talk about that. Yeah,
When
that
and
was
then like Donovan Mitchell had a 70-point game a few years ago, and then Luca did as well.
Booker had 73, I think. I mean, not Booker. Luca had 73.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Booker had 70, which is
yeah,
honestly no one's bringing up Booker. Booker's was like tremendous. I don't know if anyone actually remembers that game from Devin Booker. I know Blaze
yeah.
does, Kentucky, but
So
yeah,
like I see two. I see both sides of it. I see, you know, poor sportsmanship, the way that they handled it because they were already up, I think like 25 to 30 points on the Wizards. Like Bam should not have been in that game. I'm pretty positive Bam was the only starter in the game. He was out there with the end of the bench guys. So
yeah,
like it was very blatantly obvious that he was still in the game purely just to go for the record. And like I see Blaze's point too, where it's like you're right there. When are you gonna score this many points again? He was absolutely rolling, hitting tough shot after tough shot. And I was watching back pick and roll actually yesterday, and
yeah,
Blaze actually made a good point. None of us will know what it feels like to make a free throw in front of, millions of people. Thousands of people, I should say. Not millions.
yeah.
Thousands of people.
Right. It's just crazy how. Yeah, we're gonna get in the comments, especially. Yeah, sportsmanship for me, it's just like anything goes in the NBA. So I'm like, if you want to go for that record, you have every right. It was just, I loved it. I love seeing records broken. That's what I love to see. I want
Oh
to see
yeah,
history in the
no,
making.
for
That's just
sure.
me.
I mean, would Bam have been at the top of my bingo card of all players to break the record? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
That's not like a knock on Bam or anything. I think Bam's of like definitely still like a all-star caliber player. But no, if you were to ask me, I would have probably said like Luca, Steph, Ant Edwards, Wemby. Yeah,
Rio
I don't
said
even
that
think
yesterday. Yeah.
yeah, I don't even think oh, he did say that? Okay. Yeah, I don't even remember like I don't even remember the last time Bam had a 30-point game. I don't think he's had one this year. Maybe
Uh,
one,
maybe one or two, but he's mostly a double double guy. So he averages like what, 16 and 10, something for his career.
something like
So
that. Yeah.
that's what Bam is. And here's another thing too. Kobe Bryant had 81, right? And that's more personal for a lot of people. And I'm like, Kobe will want the other player to break his record. He loves competition. That's a Mamba mentality, right? So for me, I'm like, Bam, just do your thing. And whoever said that you would stop at 81, really? Come on. I would not stop to 81. Would you? Probably not. I wouldn't.
Oh, you're right there. Yeah, you absolutely go for the record. And I saw Blaze. Let me see. I scroll back up here.
Yeah,
Blaze
yeah, go.
Wizards did try to stop it at the end, and they couldn't. Even triple team, pretty incredible to me. Again, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the highlights. I saw some clips. So I didn't see every single possession, but I did see a couple clips where the Heat were intentionally fouling purely just to gain more possessions so Bam could, break the record, which again, I get it. I see both sides because like you're right there. You're so close. When are you going to be in this position again? You may never be in this position again. You should want to go for it Was it somewhat poor sportsmanship after, they're already kicking your ass? Sure, you could argue that. So initially I was like, like kind of like, well, why would they do that? Why would they do that? But the more and more I've reflected on it now, it's 2 nights ago, I see both sides.
And
So,
then how about this? I don't think you thought about this. Tyler Hero and Norman Powell, they weren't playing. They were out. So with them out, Bam had to step up. He was the best player on the team for Miami at that given night. So
oh
if
yeah,
Tyler Hero,
if they were playing, he wouldn't have had that many shot opportunities. No way.
oh my God, yeah. So he just took his opportunity. He grabbed the ball and he ran with it, or he dribbled it, whatever you want to say it.
He ran with
But
it. There you go. Yeah.
yeah. But I'm just like, I love it. Honestly, now Bam is nobody's ever gonna forget about Bam. There you go, Blake. There you
I would I
go.
wouldn't say I love how it exactly
That's another thing too. And
is.
that's another thing too. I like that. Yeah, they stopped that game for this. So it's just like,
No, like I like Bam. I think like definitely cool. Bam. Nobody would have picked Bam. So definitely cool for Bam, but I'm still pretty split on it in terms of just how it happened. Obviously, scoring 83 points in an NBA game is incredible.
yeah.
Give him his props. Whether 36 of the 83 were from the free throw line or whatever it was, you're still making free throws with all eyes on you in front of thousands of people. I'll never know what that feels like. So
And
I
then
liked when Blaze said that yesterday because I never thought of that. That's actually
yeah.
that's a good point.
So here's another thing too. When you look at Bam Adebayo, his accolades, right? He's a three-time NBA All-Star, 2020, 2023, 24, 2024 defensive all first team, four-time defensive second team, and a two-time Olympic gold medalist. So he's solidified actually as now he's one of the highest score. He's the second highest scoring in NBA history now. So he
Bam was
has
on
some.
the
He has
Olympic
resume.
team, right? In
Yeah, he's a
2024.
he's a two-time Olympic gold winner. Yeah.
Cool.
What is up, Joe? Mark Bam scored 40 for the rest of his career. It's an anomaly, man. He's an anomaly. He's a guy who protects the paint. Yes. Yeah. That's the point because it was a blowout. Beating Kobe's 81 became that became the game. And Kobe's came back, right? They came back and won. That makes Kobe so nostalgic. That makes it so great.
The difference is this game, yeah, the Wizards were getting the Heat were dominating start to finish. It wasn't exactly a close game. If Bam did it in a closer game, and obviously if more of his points were scored, were field goals, not free throws, I don't think as many people would have a problem with it. Again, it's the fourth. I'm telling you, why people have such a problem with it is it's because of the fourth quarter
Yeah.
that the intentional fouls and some of the calls that he was getting, and just purely based off the fact that he shot 43 free throws. That's
Yeah.
why people are having a problem with it. If he only shot 20 free throws and still scored 83 points, say he made like, I don't know, 12 threes, then 12 to 15 threes, then I mean,
Yeah.
there wouldn't anyone would be out of their mind to have a problem with it.
And actually, I just saw this. Gordon Hayward had something to say about this either. He said this wasn't good for the league and doesn't feel legitimate. I think Bam is one of the best uh, two-way players in that league at his position, but he's not a scorer, right? So for him to break Kobe's record, I don't think it's great for the league. I think it's kind of highlights and how they're already struggling. It kind of feels like a pickup game when you're watching and for him to shoot 43 free throws and 22 threes when that's not what he does, it almost feels like, and again, the Wizards too, they're still professionals, I'm going to throw that in there. With all those teams tanking, it kind of feels not legit. I guess it's what I would say. That's what Gordon Hayward said. So after reading this, I'm like, okay, he's allowed to have a game that is not under his repertoire. He can stand out. All these players have these skills for a reason, and that they can adapt to a different circumstance. And for this, right, he adapted, he took a step forward, and it's just like, look, give me the rock. And that's what happened. So that's what Gordon Hayward had to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could go back and watch the film, and
Yeah.
some of the calls that he probably got, maybe should have went the other way, and maybe he got a little too many calls, a couple too many calls, but uh again, I'm pretty split on it. Initially I was like, man, 43 free throws. But then I'm 43 free throw attempts, 36 made, I think it was.
Yeah.
But after watching pick and roll yesterday, Blaze, he made a good point. He was like, do you know what I forget exactly how he said it, but he was basically like, do you know what it feels like to shoot a free throw in front of thousands of people? And I was like, no. Like, I guess we assume that it's so easy. And Dwight Howard tweeted about it too. I saw.
Yep.
Um, I guess we assume that it's like so easy, that free throws are just so easy to make. Like, we just assume that, oh, every NBA player should just be great. Like, we never can understand like how, you have like Shaq, Taco Fall, yeah, what the heck is his name? Moses Brown. Like, you have these guys that are just Joakim Noah. You have these guys that are just terrible free throw shooters. We just kind of assume that if you're a professional athlete, you should be able to make a free throw. Where for some guys it's not so easy. And I mean, Bam's not exactly like a great free throw shooter. I think he's like a 78% on his career or something.
78, 79 in his career. Yep.
That's what I mean. So he's like average. Um, but I mean, 36 out of 43 is still damn good.
And it's insane. And here's another thing too. If I'm playing against someone and they scored 31 points on me in the first quarter, I would have doubled them in the second quarter on. I don't know why the Wizards didn't do that. They had a different game plan in place, and then they started doing that in the fourth. I'm like, if they did that in second quarter before half, and then maybe the third or fourth, maybe we wouldn't even have this conversation. You got to put that in there too. I would have doubled him right out the gate. I'm like, guys, he's going off. We got to stop him. Full half court press, trap him. That's what I would have done.
Well,
Yeah, what is that, Will?
it is what it is. I think it's also because it's, Bam and, breaking
Yeah.
Kobe's record. Like, I think if it was Ant Edwards or Wemby or one of these other guys that are like the face of the league, I think more people would, uh, you know, they'd be happier about it. But I think because it's Bam and he's not like one of the faces of the league, he, more people, and it's how it happened. It's who it was against. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So
this is gonna be a topic of conversation for the next couple of weeks. Honestly, probably for the rest of the season, people are gonna talk about it. But
for the
yeah,
rest of the
again,
season, next season, it's always
again,
going to be something.
you make a good point there, Game. It's not about how he. It's about how he. It's not because of Bam. It's about how he did it. It doesn't feel genuine. Sure, you know, you could uh
God,
you could argue
Mac
that, but
McClung, Mac
I don't know,
McClung
man.
had 54 in the G. I feel so bad for Mac McClung, dude. I feel so bad. It's just like his skills won't translate to the NBA. It's sad. Coach Ed said he's a street baller at the end of the day, but
Hard,
I'm just
man.
like,
I mean,
damn.
I've seen some G League games up close and personal, and I'll tell you, a lot of it is just luck and opportunity because there are absolutely guys in the G League that are better. I'm not saying a lot. I would say probably like 10 to 15%. There's 10 to 15% probably of players in the G League that are better than a number of guys on the end of benches in the NBA. Like, I'll tell you right now, absolutely, there are guys in the G League that would make more of an impact And I get it, like, Kyle Lowry's there as a veteran presence more so in the locker room, but like in terms of actually basketball, there are guys on the Delaware Bluecoats right now that absolutely would be able to contribute more than Kyle Lowry on the court.
Yeah. So I actually just found out here the scoring list, like of all the highest points. So when you look at it, Wilt 100, Bam's now 83. Wikipedia updated it like that. Kobe's 81, Wilt 78, Wilt 73. He did it 3 times. He did this 4 times. David Thompson did 73. Luca did 73. Wilt 72. He did that 5 times. Oh my God. Elgin Baylor 71, David Robinson 71, Donovan Mitchell actually had 71, not 70. Damian Lillard had 71. I forgot about that.
What
I
was that?
honestly forgot about
2023. Okay.
Yep. And then you had Wilt at 70, Devin Booker at 70, Joel Embiid at 70, and Michael Jordan had 69. I had to throw that in there. But
LeBron's career high, like 60 something.
who?
LeBron. Scroll down a little bit. I think he had like 60 something. 62, 61 maybe?
Uh Giannis had 64. Uh
Okay.
my God, how many times did Wilt? Oh my God.
That's my grandpa's goat. He's he's
Hey,
83. Wilt's his goat.
I'm trying to find LeBron.
Yours is Kareem, right?
Mine is Kareem, yeah.
Yeah.
But Jalen Brunson had 61? Wow. No
Yeah,
LeBron here.
I forget when it was, but yeah,
There's no LeBron. Unless wait, here it is,
there he is.
61. Yep,
61. Okay,
61.
that's what I thought. Yeah, it was against the Celtics, I
Uh
think.
Bobcats.
Bobcats?
It was against the Charlotte Bobcats.
Really?
2014. It was against the
Oh,
Charlotte Bobcats.
I think he might have had. I'm gonna Google search this. I think he had 60 in a. Did LeBron have
Yeah, just look it
60
up. I'll get rid of this.
in a playoff game?
That's actually
I
kind of
think he had.
interesting
I
though.
think he had 60 in a playoff game before. Yes, he scored. Um.
Had 83
61
flops.
against the Charlotte Bobcats in 2014, where he scored 61.
And that's like my goat. That's my opinion. But the actual goat is MJ.
Oh, so
So,
that game against the Bobcats was a playoff game.
oh shoot. Okay. Damn, he got 63, 61 on the Bobcats.
Okay.
I think that was the last game of the Bobcats. So LeBron shouldn't count cause it was against the Bobcats, right? Uh, Kareem had the best overall basketball career in history high school across the whole thing. Across the whole thing, he had Lou Alcindor back in the day. Yeah, I'm kidding. People forget about his real name, Lou Alcindor.
You ever watch the show Mitch on HBO, Winning Time?
No, my buddies keep on telling me I just never got around to it.
Since you're a big Kareem guy, you should watch that. There's 2 seasons. The first season is basically the year they drafted Magic.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
the year
my dad
they
watched it. My dad watched it. Yeah,
it was the year they beat the Sixers in the finals, and then the second season, I believe, is when they beat the um Celtics.
yeah,
Because Larry, yeah, because there's an actor who plays Larry Bird.
yeah. Giannis clinched the finals with the 50 bomb. I remember that. It's just
All right,
like it's
all right. Enough about Bam and the GOAT. Let's
hold on. You should watch Heated Rivalry. I heard that too. It's so I gotta finish Ted. That's the one I gotta finish first. You finished it, I know.
so
Is
yeah,
Ted? I
let's
gotta watch the rest of Ted, dude.
let's talk about oh yeah, Ted's great. I finished it already. I probably will read the last episode's the best. You'll know why when you watch it.
Got it.
Remember I said that. Um
Got it.
so next I want to get your thoughts on
Go for it.
the more so the West and teams that are struggling as of late, like Denver. What do you think of Denver as of late?
It's kind of funny too because they've been struggling for like the last month, right? And
Yep.
I had to go back with Jokic's injury. And then once he came back, they started to creep up a little bit, but then they just fell kind of flat. They're the 60 in the West right now. So I'm like,
Crazy because
dude,
I
the
felt
West.
like they were set in like 3 or 4 for like the entirety of all season. So it's crazy that they've dropped.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you look at the Western Conference, right? I'm going to bring it up on my phone here. When you look up the West, scroll down. You got the Thunder 1, Spurs 2, Rockets 3, your Lakers 4, Denver 5. Denver's 5 now. Minnesota 6. So Denver's right
Minnesota's
there.
Minnesota's been at 6 almost all year though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Denver's at 5. Okay. Well, they're only like what, a game or 2 out of 7 or something?
Hold on. The they're a game and a half out of 7. So they're at 11 games back. They're
Suns are
7th
at
seed.
7.
Suns at 7, Clippers at 8, Golden State at 9, Portland at 10. So that's basically the plan. And the Kings are already eliminated. That's what it
Well,
says there.
yeah.
Yeah, we already knew that. But
I would like to see the Trailblazers get out of the play-in and get a 7 or 8 seed. I think they'd put up a fight against like San Antonio or OKC or something like that. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win. I don't give them a chance,
I'm
but they'd be
actually
they'd be competitive at least.
I'm actually glad you said that. Here's something that everyone is talking about. If Dame Lillard was playing, right? If he was actually playing completely healthy, we saw him in the 3-point contest and win the whole thing. Would they still be in the play-in or would they be out? Would they be in like the top 6? I think they would still be
Um,
in the play-in.
I
Honestly,
yeah, they may be higher than 10, but with how great the Western Conference is, yeah, even with Damian Lillard, I don't know if they'd be higher than a 6 seed, to be honest.
no, because Denny Avdija, he's kind of fallen off a little bit, and then you got Drew Holiday, who's been carrying the load there, and Jeremy Grant's the most
Scoot Henderson,
expensive player. He comes off the bench.
Scoot Henderson's been playing really well, and so has Caleb Love.
Yep. So they have some guys there. So I'm like, next year, once they
Quietly a
get
good
Dame
team.
back,
Yeah, they're quietly a good team.
yeah, I really like. Yeah, the Blazers would easily beat the Rockets in a series. That I disagree with. I disagree with that. The Rockets are just
Ah,
like
no,
they are
no.
depth. Sengun needs to get his shit together because he's averaging like 3.3 assists. Or not assists, turnovers.
The Rockets have way too much length for the Trailblazers
Yeah,
between like Amon Thompson and Jabari Smith, Tari Eason. Like defensively, they would just eat them up. No,
yeah, yeah. He's actually a Trailblazers fan. So Shaden's injured. Caleb got sent to the G League since we have too many guards. Shane Sharp maybe is the best in the dunker in the game dunker right now. Rockets are
I'm
bums. I
not
disagree.
the
Team defenders
Rockets.
too.
All right, he says take that back right now. I'm not going to take it back because I didn't say the Rockets were a contender. I just said that the Rockets would beat the Trailblazers. I don't think the
The
Rockets can win the West. No.
they're the top three. It's the Thunder. It's actually the Thunder, Spurs, Rockets. Those are the
Well,
three.
as of
And then
well
Nuggets
as
are
of right
creeping there.
well as of right now, he's saying they're a first round exit. Um,
Once they get Fred Van Fleet back, if they get Fred Van Fleet, shout out to my guy Rios, little Mike Evans, if they get him back, that could change the whole thing.
I still don't see it with the Rockets. And also, Ime Udoka just does not like Reed Shepard. He doesn't play him enough.
Oh, dude.
Which I
When
don't
I was
understand why. Like, yes, he's a poor defender, but like he's so great offensively that like and with their roster, they have enough guys that they can put, all these like they could pair him, put him out there with Tariq and Jabari Smith. They can put these wings around him that can kind of like, essentially like hide him defensively.
yeah, I don't
But
think Fred is
he just
coming back
doesn't
this
play
year.
him.
I don't either. That was directly from the KD files that you get the
It's like
benefit.
without Fred Van Fleet, who's their point guard? KD, basically.
And then Thompson, actually, he's the one that's playing point guard.
Both of them
So
are like the primary ball handlers. Yeah.
it's just the same too with the Rockets because they have the roster to do it. They're just injured. Steven Adams, they're missing him tremendously. Not a lot of
Yep.
everyone's talking about
Yep.
that. Steven Adams is
Yep.
actually a really, really good vet to have on your team, except for when he's getting kicked in the nuts by Draymond Green. But other than that,
Yeah, they're not contenders. I don't think they're a very good team. They're not contenders, but they're a very good team. I think if they were in the East, for example, they would be the 1 or 2 seed. But since they're in the West, which the West is obviously better than the East, then
I'm
the
there's
they
no there's no point guards anymore. There's no point guards, shooting guards, small forwards. Anyone can play any position. It's positionless basketball. I miss the old because in the 2000s that's when I grew up. I was born in '94, so I'm used to a
you
point guard,
could
shooting guard, small
argue that
forward, power forward,
you
center.
you could argue that to an extent. It really depends on the team, but yeah, I mean, there's really not much of a difference between as for the guards between a shooting guard and a point guard. No, there's really not much of a difference. I would agree there. But as for like well, then again, like your 3 and your 4 both kind of hang on the wing and are supposed to be, the 3 and D archetype is what they like. When I think of a forward now, the first player that comes to mind for me is like OG Anunoby.
Yes, yeah, I really like OG. Yep, that's the Rockets tanking. That's hilarious. A bit. It's because of the Sixers. They have their draft pick. That's why.
Okay.
The Sixers have the Rockets draft pick. So game is like, let's get down, let's
So if
get
it's
up in the draft so we can
just
get a day more.
so Rockets are 3, right?
Rockets are the third seed. Yep.
Denver's 6 right now.
Denver is six. Yep.
If it stays that way, you would take Rockets in
No,
that
Denver's
series.
five. Denver's
Or no,
five.
Denver's
Sixers.
5. Sorry,
No,
Timberwolves are 6.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't know who
Um,
I would take. I might have to go Rockets there,
if it's
but
yeah,
Anthony
say
Edwards can go off.
well, no, I'm not asking about the Timberwolves. I think the Rockets would beat the Timberwolves. I'm asking Rockets Nuggets. Who would you take? I personally, I know it hasn't been great as of late, but I personally would probably still take Denver, even though this Denver team I don't think is as great as the past couple of years. Like I know, when they brought in Cameron Johnson, they
Yeah.
thought Cameron Johnson was going to be an upgrade from Michael Porter Jr. because he gives you a little more defensively, but I think it's pretty obvious that Michael Porter Jr. is just the better player overall, all around. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they
That just
definitely
did not work out. Cameron
yeah,
Johnson did not work out there.
no.
A- Aaron Gordon is the perfect four next to Jokic. He's the perfect four next to
Jokic owes
Jokic.
a
So
Jokic owes a lot of his success, you could argue, to Aaron Gordon. I agree, Aiden. I think the Lakers might be a hard out. They're playing very good as of late. Their biggest problem is just what are you going to get from DeAndre Ayton, and Luca is just defensively. He's just got the thing is with him is he's not an incapable defender. Like Jared McCain is an incapable defender. He's just not a good defender. He's small. That's just not what he does. Luca can be a good defender. I'm not saying he's like, you know, OG
yeah.
or Mikal Bridges or one of these guys that's going to clamp and, lock you up, but he can be a good defender when he wants to be. It's just effort. So between, Luca's lack of effort and you know, DeAndre Ayton, it's like a light switch with him. It's like
Yeah.
in the middle of the game they'll be like, "Okay, the light we're going to turn the light switch on now." And now he's going to get 5 offensive rebounds in the span of 1 quarter. And then, all right, we're turning the light switch off. And then he's just kind of going through the motions and he's kind of just out there. He can't play a full game start to finish. It's like a mental thing with him. Um I don't know.
So
I mean, I still think he's a very good player, but I don't know. It's like he'll have games where he'll have 18 and 12 and then he'll have games where he'll have 6 and like 9 rebounds or 6
Yeah.
and 10 rebounds or something. Like just you're the starting center. You got to do more than that, dude. You just got to do more than that, and you got to take more than 10 shots a game. Like he's saying, how you're saying they're trying to make me Clint Capella.
Capella's a backup. That's a funny thing.
Yeah, well, like, sure, you're on a team with Luca, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, so you're absolutely going like you're not going to take more than like 12 shots a game. However, he gets frustrated because he's like, I should be getting more shot opportunities. Well, and that they're not giving me the ball. Well, Luca's giving you the ball, man, and you're just there's more times than not he just doesn't shoot it. He'll kick it out. Like if you're saying I want the ball, then shoot it.
The thing
Shoot
with
it.
Aiton, dude, I'm gonna say he's not a bust. He's just overrated. I've been saying
No,
that
he's
for
no, he's not a
or
bust. I don't think he was like. I mean, you look back and you're like, he was the number one overall pick. Absolutely not. But I still think he was a first round pick.
oh yeah,
But like,
he's
he's not like a Anthony Bennett or like a Markelle Fultz or anything like that.
no, he's not a Kwame Brown either. He's still a
Like I still
quality backup.
like he's still a borderline top 10 center in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, who's your
I'll have
top 10?
Bam.
Who's your top 10 centers in the game right now? No, don't say Bam just because he had 83.
I've
I'm
had
saying
Bam. I've always had Bam in the top 5.
oh, in the top 5. I thought you were saying he was the best. I'm like, do not put
No,
Bam over
no,
Jokic because he had
no,
one great game.
no. Bam's in my top 5. Are we counting healthy Embiid or no? Because that's the X factor. If you're
Um,
counting healthy Embiid, I'm putting him at 2.
well, even healthy Embiid, I don't think he's a top 3 center in the NBA anymore because he doesn't really give you much defensively. I would go Jokic. My top 10 centers are Joker, Bam, 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 and Bam. Oh, I would go Jokic, and then I would probably say
You
Wemby.
got you got to put Wemby there.
You
Yeah.
gotta put Wemby above Embiid now.
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
gotta put Wemby above Embiid now. I would go Jokic, Wemby. I'm probably at like right now. I'm probably putting Cat above Embiid. I'm not gonna act like Cat's been great all year, but if you were to ask me who would I rather have in a playoff series right now, I would probably rather have Cat than Embiid. Unless I'm
Yeah.
forgetting somebody. I don't know. You got to name some guys.
I'm looking this up right now.
Jalen Duren's been great all year.
So, are we counting a healthy Anthony Davis?
Yes, but he's not. I don't think he's top 5 anyway.
So, we got this. I got the list right here in front of me. We got Jokic, Wemby. It has Embiid here, but AD, Sengun is here, Chet Holmgren, Sabonis, Towns, Bam, and Rudy Gobert. That's this list top 10. Rudy
Yeah,
Gobert at 10 is.
yeah. I don't know. Rudy Gobert and Ayton are very similar to me. They both like can look like the best player on the floor in stretches and take over a game, and then they're just kind of out there going through the motions. So like, I don't know. They're similar. I mean, Rudy Gobert's way better defender, but I mean more so in like the sense of they kind of go like they kind of like turn into ghosts at some point throughout the game.
Chet
Like
over Cat.
you forget they're even out there. No, I would not put Chet above Cat. I would not put Chet above Cat.
Oh, here comes Arku. Arku's gonna be in the chat. Be like, what are you talking about here?
Chet,
Uh,
Chet's
yeah.
very good, but like, what would Chet be if he wasn't on the Thunder? He'd still be a good player, but I don't think he'd be as great if he wasn't on
Isaiah Hartenstein
OKC.
is one of the most underrated centers in the league today. Him,
Yeah.
Zubac, like.
Oh,
Thank God Zubac.
I forgot about Zubac.
Thank God Zubac is out of LA and he's in Indiana. Imagine him with Siakam, with Halliburton. You got other guys off the bench, TJ McConnell. I'm just saying, like, that's a good spot for Zubac. That's a very good spot for Zubac. And then you got Brooke Lopez, right? He will be in the underrated category as well, and how he changed his game.
He's still underrated, but I'm not gonna put him in the top 10. Absolutely
Oh,
not.
I'm not either. I'm not either. When he was with the Bucks, yes, he was definitely in the top 10, without a question.
I
With
like
him,
Derek Queen,
Giannis, I like Derek Queen as well.
Jaren Jackson Jr., yes, even though I kind of view him more as a 4. Although you could argue Cat's more of a 4 too, and then Cat's not even in this conversation. Same with AD. So
You
if we're
could say the
going,
same thing about Bam.
yeah, if we're ranking players that are listed as centers, then you have to take AD, Bam, um, AD, Bam, Cat, Jaren Jackson Jr. You got to take all these guys out of the conversation. So then it would be like Jokic, uh, Wemby, Embiid. Although is Wemby listed as a power forward? Because a lot of times he's playing alongside Luke Cornett.
Miles Turner. Here's the thing with Miles Turner, right? If he,
Miles Turner's listed as a center. So is Jared Allen. They would.
dude, you could say the same thing about Evan Mobley as well. Evan Mobley plays the 5, but he's
He's
normally a 4.
he very rarely plays center there. He's mostly always out there next to another big, whether it's Jared Allen, Larry Nance, Thomas Bryant. I very rarely see him play the 5. I know he did the other night against the Sixers, but Jared Allen was out. So
Yeah. And here's another thing with Miles Turner, right? If he stayed on Indianapolis and did not go to Milwaukee, he would be better off where he is now than he is now. I'm telling you, that fit does not work with
fair,
Miles Turner. Brooke Lopez should have stayed there. I've been saying that ever since the season started.
fair.
Jared Allen super underrated. Look at what James Harden has done for him this year. Still got more picks in a few years. OKC.
I did want to ask about the Cavs. Actually, I guess that's a
Yeah,
good segue.
go
So
for it.
you think they're absolutely gonna stay in the top 4? There's no shot
Yes.
that they fall off. Yeah, okay.
There's no shot that they fall off. The way James Harden's been playing with Jared Allen, you got Donovan Mitchell, who's a top 10 player right now. They're easily a top 4. Lock it in. But
What do you make of
if
Harden wearing the T-shirt? Where are my superstars in the tunnel? You saw that, right?
no,
You didn't
I
see that?
honestly did
You
not.
didn't see
No.
that? So the other night when the Sixers played the Cavs, might be able to pull it up for you. Hold on. I'll
Yeah.
search it. Where is
So yeah,
Yeah, Harden wore a shirt the other night to the game against the Sixers, a white T-shirt that said, "Where are my superstars?" which is an obvious troll at Daryl Morey and the Sixers.
I did not see that.
Oh yeah, I laughed my ass off, dude.
I
Hey,
did not see that.
totally fair. Like the Sixers to be trolled right now, man.
Oh, can you imagine the trolling we're gonna get tonight?
Oh,
Okay,
it's gonna
we're
be
not
bad.
home, but
It's gonna be
we're
bad.
not home. We're
Detroit.
not in Philly. We're in Detroit, but it's
It's
still gonna be bad.
it's gonna be bad. Yeah,
It's gonna be
Detroit.
bad.
It's gonna
And
be bad.
then the thing with the Cavs too is just I think Blade said this last year. They got to prove it to me in the playoffs. They got to prove it to me in the playoffs right now. I would take their top
Yep.
4. I mean, not their top. They're in the top 4. I mean, they're 4 in the starting 5. That is better than most of the Eastern Conference starting 5. I
Yep.
love the Cavs starting 5. I don't know how you cannot. Yeah, at least
All right,
he's listed
I'm
at the
trying to pull
center.
up this picture here. I can't believe you didn't see this.
No, I did not see it at all. Maybe I did. Remember, I streamed the games, so maybe I just missed it.
Okay,
If
I
it was
got it.
supposed to be bad for the Sixers, the last game too, 7 more to go. Go PH Sixers. It looks bad, but I ain't giving up on my team ever. Ah, dude, 7 more wins to just stay in the play-in. That's the spirit. That's the spirit to stay in the play-in.
Here we go. I got it.
Yeah.
Wait do you see this? I can't
Cope.
believe you didn't see this.
Yeah, Cope, make sure you like and subscribe, man. I got a video coming out today at 4. and then I'm streaming the Sixers and Pistons tonight.
Here we go.
I might stream a game tomorrow.
See it?
Oh wait, hold on. Let me go here. Oh my! How did I miss that? How
Yeah.
did I miss that?
Between that and between that and they put Jared McCain on the Jumbotron instead of Cameron Payne, that was totally like everyone's like, "Oh, that was probably by accident." No, that was not. Cameron Payne is I mean, I'm not going to like Cameron Payne's obviously not a star, but he's been around the NBA long enough now that like people know who Cameron Payne is. They know it's not Jared McCain. That was an obvious troll by the Cavs staff. So between the t-shirt and that, I mean, hey,
I,
totally fair. The Sixers deserve to be clowned, man.
I did not see this at all. Hilarious. God dang funny. Harden deserves to do whatever he like. Do whatever, man. Seriously.
I know you're
I'm
not a
still
I know you're not a Harden guy, Blaze, but I still would prefer to have Harden over um PG. Like not even no debate, no question. I would rather have Harden over. I wish they paid Harden and not PG. And
yeah.
I mean, you could argue if you want to say Harden is a clown, I guess Embiid's a clown too then because neither of them have much postseason success because I know that's where most of the criticism stems from with Harden is the fact that he hasn't been, you know, he's come up short in the playoffs. So
Harden's the locker room
because
cancer.
they're
PJ
both
just gets hurt.
they're both former MVPs. They're both great in the regular season. So I mean,
He's just injury prone. I'd rather have Harden over PG too. At least Harden hasn't taken any substances. I'm gonna say that.
I still I still don't I still don't know what to make of that. I'd be very very surprised if a player was suspended for taking an antidepressant.
Here's the thing, right? We all know it's about mental, right? It's all about all that stuff.
We
Okay,
no,
do
we
whatever
don't.
you got to do for that.
We don't know. He may have just used that as an excuse. He may have been taking steroids. We're never going to know. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing with
That's
PG.
what he said. Anybody
He
can say that.
yeah, he had a 360 windmill in warm-ups, 9 threes, and they drugged him. And they drug tested him. Like PG was sniffing
We'll
too.
never know, man.
Probably. He was probably
Regardless,
doing that on
wasn't
his podcast.
responsible.
He was probably doing that on his podcast. I think Harden's going to decline in the playoffs where it matters most. He can focus more on playmaking for his bigs and wings. If
Harden's
he can
also
focus,
made it. Harden's also made it further in the playoffs than Embiid ever has. He's been to the conference finals a couple times, so
he's been to the finals
he's been to the finals with OKC. So I
with
mean,
OKC against who was that? The Heat? Yeah, that was the Heat.
yeah.
That's
So
the
if you
Heat's
want to
big three.
call Harden a fraud, guess you got to call Embiid a fraud then too. So
Would you take Joe Mazzulla on the 76ers?
over Nick Nurse, hell yeah.
Yes. I would take anyone over Nurse. Except for Glenn Rivers, please. I know Blakely's going to put that in there. I would take Nick Nurse over Glenn Rivers, but I would take everyone else over Nick Nurse.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that, Blaze. He wants all the shine in Cleveland. I don't agree with that. He wasn't trying to take all the shine when he was with the Sixers. He knew it was Embiid's team. He was accepting his role. Embiid doesn't win the MVP without Harden. That pick and roll that they ran was deadly.
Yeah.
It's he knows it's Donovan Mitchell's team. He knows that he is there as the playmaker, the facilitator. I think pretty sure Harden knew that. Like Harden's at his best when he's with bigs. I mean, he's gonna make Jared Allen. He already has. Are you kidding? He'd make Jared Allen looking like an all-star out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think Harden gets kind of a bad rep. Um,
And
is
by the way,
he
guys,
he
really
my favorite
quick,
player? No, but like I think the Sixers. are in a better spot right now if they had paid him over PG.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, really quick, my guy Nick and Adam, they're live on the network right now doing a wrestling podcast, Forbidden Podcast. Make sure you guys go like over there on the network. They're live right now as well. So if Mitch wants anyone else, Kyle Lowry, next Sixers coach. Hi.
It could happen. It could happen. Why not? I mean, maybe not the head coach, but I mean, he's essentially a uh, you know,
Who
uh
had this is a good
he's
question. I
based
like this one.
he I mean Kyle Lowry is basically Kemba Walker, like what Kemba Walker is on the Hornets. He's basically that for the Sixers. He's a player development coach, but he's not a player development coach. He's getting paid as a player, but he doesn't play. So that
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically what he is.
So this is a good question by my man Cope here. Who do you think has a better chance of making it out of the first round? Hornets, Sixers, Heat.
Assuming one of them gets a 7 or 8 seed, I guess.
I might have to go with the Hornets. I might have to go with the
Um,
Hornets or the Heat.
well, it depends on matchup. So we'll say Pistons, Hornets. I would take the Pistons.
I would take the Pistons there. Heat,
If it's
Pistons, I would still take the Pistons over the Heat.
And then
Um,
obviously the Pistons would probably sweep the Sixers if it were to
I
get
would
to
not
that.
say sweep. I would not say sweep.
You think we
Sixers
get
are always
one?
man. I always say one or two. I
You think we
always
get
say
one?
that. Unless it's like
Maybe
undoubtedly like boom.
maybe if they get a great game out of Maxi or even a great game out of Embiid, but I don't even think we need to have that conversation because we're not going to get there. So let's move on.
So
Two, if it's if it's okay, say it's a 2 seed, say it's Knicks Hornets. I give the Hornets a fighting chance. I do.
I still got the Knicks in 6. If
No,
that would happen,
I have
I would get the Knicks in 6.
I have the Knicks, but I give the Hornets a chance.
Here's the thing with the
Uh,
Knicks, right? It's that New York toughness. It's that toughness. I don't think LaMelo's used to that. I don't think Con Knipple will be used to that.
no,
I don't think Miles.
they're the better team. They're definitely the better team, but I agree with Cope. Knicks and Hornets would be a track meet. That would be a fun series. Knicks
Yeah,
Heat, I'm still gonna go Knicks, and Knicks Sixers, obviously, I'm still gonna go Knicks. But like, yeah, I guess to answer your question, um, if I were to pick any of those 3 teams to make it out of the first round, it would probably be Charlotte.
I'm leaning. I said Charlotte in the beginning because how hot they have been, how they've been on a roll as of late. Is my Harden message not showing up? Let's see here.
I didn't even see it.
YouTube is bit. Oh, this one. If they paid Harden instead of PG, we wouldn't have VJ. No thanks. That is true.
Well, yes, he makes a good point because the Sixers wouldn't have been so bad last season. So you could either have it 2 ways. You could have had Harden and they could have still been a playoff team last year, even with all the other injuries that they dealt with, because I think last year's roster with Harden still would have probably gotten a playoff spot. I'm not saying they would have been like a top 3 seed or anything, but I still think with Harden with last year's team still would have made the playoffs, even with, Maxi and Embiid missing all that time. But yeah, no, that's a good
That
point, Blaze.
that's
Because if they didn't lose that many games last year, we wouldn't have VJ. So
yeah. This is fair. This is fair. At any given time, Hornets can have 3 or even 4 deadly shooters on the floor.
I like Zion James.
Yes. Yeah. My
He's
buddy and I
good.
were talking about him yesterday.
He's really good. Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
good.
He's
They
better than
have
the other Zion.
yeah, like Kalk Brenner's a solid backup. Like, yeah, they got some
They
good
got
players
they
on
got
the
a
Hornets.
team there. And remember how always said, me and you talked about this a while back, a little bit ago. Um, I always said LaMelo had to be out of Charlotte because if he was on a different team, they would have been neck to neck with Edwards. Look where they are now. I'm just saying record-wise, not the same, but the Hornets are on the rise, and Timberwolves are like, always
They're
right
trending in
there.
they're trending in the right direction, the Hornets.
Yes. Yes.
If they get a playoff spot this year, they'll probably more than likely lose in the first round. Like I said, against the Knicks, I'd give them a fighting chance, but um, I mean, they'll more than likely lose in the first round. But considering where they've been really the entirety of the 2020s, they they're trending in the right direction. The future's bright. I mean, Nipple alone, even if they end up, moving on from LaMelo Ball, you got Brandon Miller, Nipple, Zion James, Kalkbrenner. You got all these young players that have shown, they're very good players that if they keep that core together and continue to add around, they continue to add to that roster around all those guys, then yeah, I think they could be a very, very good team over the next 5,
Yeah.
10 years.
Gritty and Lonzo to Charlotte for bruh.
So,
Don't forget Anthony Black. Put Anthony Black in there.
how long does the morning show usually? I don't have anywhere to be, Mitch. I'm
Like
good. I was just
an
wondering.
hour and a half, like to 12:30. Usually,
Okay.
I may not do it tomorrow because the Michigan game is on at 12. I'm still waiting to see who they're playing against tomorrow. They still haven't announced it yet. So I'm like, if it's a good team, I'll stream it. If it's not, I might just skip it and wait for Sunday.
But I think
So
as far as I go, I think what did we touch on? Oubre and the Sixers, playoffs, play in, Bam,
the
uh
Boston. Here's the thing about
Lakers,
Boston. Yeah.
Cavs, Denver. Yeah, as far as everything that I wanted to discuss, I think we hit on everything. So
Here's the thing with Boston, though.
yeah, you talk
Now
Boston.
with Tatum, I got them coming out of the East. I don't know about you. I don't know about anyone in the chat. I got Boston coming out of the East. Not just saying because
Um
Tatum is back. I'm just saying Jaylen Brown and what they have been doing has been really impressive. I got Boston coming out of the East.
you guys give the Magic any chance to upset Cavs round 1? Nah, I
Yes,
don't.
I do.
Really?
I
Really?
do. And I'm telling you why right now. Right now, they're on a 5-game winning streak. Paolo Banchero has actually found his step. And then the only thing that they're missing is Franz Wagner. But if they could keep this momentum up and how Cleveland is about to play in the playoffs, in my opinion, I go Orlando.
You know who I would give? You know who I would give a fighting chance against the Cavs though?
Who?
Atlanta.
Yes. Yeah. I've always liked Atlanta. Uh
The Hawks have
Kuminga
looked
coming off the bench is
great,
crazy.
great. And I told everyone, I told my friend Jason who lives in Tennessee, who's a
Yep.
Hawks fan. I told him because he was upset. He's like, "Why would they trade Trae Young? That's been our guy for the last however many years." And I was just like, dude, that team, the direction that they're going in, Trae Young stylistically just does not make sense. They're building around Jalen Johnson. And he was upset. He's like, I don't want CJ McCollum. He's old. They got CJ and Corey Kispert. Dude, they've been great.
Yep. And here's the thing too. Trey Young had the Hawks handcuffed. They haven't really done anything. What was it? One Eastern Conference Finals? Two?
Yeah,
That's
they
pretty
beat
much it,
us.
right?
They beat us in 2021.
Yeah. So that's basically it. And then you
And
add
that team was overrated too. That the team that beat us in 2021. There's no way we should not have lost to the
you can
Hawks.
thank number 25 for that.
Yeah. Um like that team was not that good. Like yeah, they had Quint Capella, I'm pretty sure. They had Kevin Herter, John Collins. Like I would say the Hawks roster now is way better than that team was.
Oh yeah. Because just the addition of Jonathan Kuminga, it's just crazy. Jonathan Kuminga has just been insane.
But the
Yeah,
Celtics coming out of the East, I don't know, man.
I got bought. Who do you got then? Because I'm locked in Boston. I'm done. I don't think Detroit is. New York will give them a fighting chance. Um, the Cavs, no, I got them out. Who's the other team I'm forgetting in the East? Who's the other team?
Raptors.
Um, the Raptors. No, they are lanky. They are very athletic,
Raptors
but
are a very good regular season team. I don't see it in a postseason setting. Yeah.
yeah. So let me go through the standings one more time. Um, Detroit. I got Boston over them.
I'm gonna say Detroit. I'm gonna say Detroit to come out of the
You got
East, and then
Detroit.
I
So
got
you're rooting for Tobias Harris. Okay.
no, I'm not. I'm not really rooting for anyone, to be honest.
I'm
I
kidding.
mean,
I'm kidding.
Sixers are out, or they have no chance. So I'm not rooting for the Sixers. I'm a LeBron guy, so I guess Lakers, but I don't think they have any chance against the Spurs if that were to be the conference finals. I think the Spurs would
Yeah.
just keep them alive. Um,
So you're going with I'm going with Boston, just because they've been there before. They know what it
yeah.
takes. They
If you were to ask me right now, who would I have in the finals? It would be Spurs over Detroit in 5. I think the Pistons would win a game and then
I
Spurs.
got I'm
I just
still
think
stuck. I got Boston in the East, that's solidified. But if I have to go in the West,
I think San Antonio. I've seen
San
enough.
Antonio just balling out right now. And it's just like it's hard for me to pick against them. But in the beginning of the year I had Boston and Thunder. And now what the Thunder are doing, it's just like they're the defending champs. They might go back to
Timberwolves.
back.
Timberwolves. I don't think the Lakers would get cooked by the Timberwolves. Cope. I mean, last year the besides that Luca wasn't. I mean, Luca was still giving you 38-8. Overweight, out of shape. I mean, but I think the biggest reason why the Timberwolves beat the Lakers last year was because Jackson Hayes just could not even prevent. He couldn't stop Rudy Gobert in the slightest. Rudy Gobert looked like prime Shaq out there. It wasn't like Ant Edward was dropping 50 every game. The difference in that series was just they had no answer for Rudy Gobert. If they get the best version of DeAndre Ayton, I I have Lakers in that series. Um,
LeBron, here you go again.
but
So
like OKC, no, I unfortunately I don't think they have a chance. And then Spurs,
they
I don't
always
think
have a
anyone has.
chance.
I don't think anyone
Defending
has a
champs
chance against
always
this.
have a chance.
I don't think.
Always.
I don't think. No, I'm saying I don't think the Lakers have a chance against
Oh, okay,
OKC.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I,
Even though they're playing really well, it's still incredible to me that they got Luke Kennard for Gabe Vincent and they didn't have to give anybody else up.
yeah. So I'm still
Like
stuck on the West,
why
man.
couldn't Daryl Morey make a move like that, like a quiet but scary good move like that?
That's the thing. I'm thinking about the Rockets too. If they got it, I'm still thinking about the Rockets, but I might have to say it's a coin flip for me between the Thunder and Spurs. It's a
No,
coin flip.
it's fair. I hear you, man. It's fair.
I don't have Denver. I could have Denver losing in the Western Conference Finals, but with that duo though, that duo is just so good when they're healthy and they're both playing. They're both on a rhythm.
Yep.
I need a coin flip. I need a coin.
Heads or
Um,
tails?
you have a coin?
I might actually
Actually,
somewhere.
no. I got my phone. If I want to actually do it, I got a phone.
Let me see. I have one over here
No, you
in
can
the
just do
drawer.
what? Hey Siri,
Nah, I thought I had some change here
heads
in
or
the
tails?
drawer. I got some graded cards here though, Blaze. I just got
See,
back from
he
PSA.
he's. Oh really? Oh shit. He said hey. The phone said heads. Jump.
Ken Griffey Jr. card. Can you see it? I
Yeah, I
just got
got you.
see that, Blaze. I just got that back from PSA. I got a couple back from PSA. Got him graded.
There you go. So, I really like the way the Spurs are playing. I really do. I really love that team, but I'm stuck. Is that a
Blaze said,
minor
"Is that?"
league card?
Yep.
Oh shit. All right. If
Yeah,
I had to pick,
I'm gonna sell a couple. I have a Kobe Bryant card that I got graded. That's in the other room.
So for
I'm
me,
probably gonna sell that one. That one I'll probably keep. Some of them I'll keep. Some of them I'll try to sell.
yeah. So for me, I'm going Thunder. I'm gonna go Thunder just because the Spurs are still a young team and they don't have that much experience. So with the Thunder, they've been there before. They know what it takes to win. They have a good solidified team.
Thunder going back to
SGA.
back.
See, that's what I'm stuck. I think I have Thunder going back to back.
Well, I think
I
regardless of who wins the West is winning it all.
oh yeah. Yeah.
It just feels that way this year. I can't see a world where the team that comes out of the East wins. Which hey, you never know. The Knicks or the Pistons or the Cavs, whoever comes out of the East, they can make me eat my words and they could win in 5 or 6. Like anything can happen. Like Blaze always says, any team can win on any given night. But no, like I got Spurs.
I I got Thunder. So you got
Because the
Detroit versus Spurs. I got I got Celtics versus Thunder.
Celtics versus Thunder. Thunder in what? 6?
Thunder. Well, who gets home court?
Probably OKC probably would.
OKC's getting home court. Then I'm going to OKC in 7.
Okay.
If Boston gets home court, I got Thunder in 5. So I'm gonna go Thunder in 7.
So then they'd get one in the Garden. They'd win both at home, and then they'd win in Boston if it would be in
Yeah,
5. Okay.
Boston versus Denver. That's not a bad choice either. That's not like you can pick anyone out of the West, and it's just like you're not wrong. I'm not gonna say that, but dang, my computer's running out of battery. Fuck, I forgot to bring my charger up. Yeah, well, I don't think it's gonna last. But Nick, is there anything you want to say before we head on out? My computer's about to die in like a minute or two.
Great, man. MK in the morning, man. Great morning show. I tune in when I can. They've been scheduling me for work
Yeah,
earlier, so I haven't been able to tune in. I was supposed to be on Tuesday, but I got called into work, so I was glad that I was able to hop on today.
So let me ask you this: you like this job more than your last one?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'm working
Yeah.
with I'm working with computers more.
Right. Yep. And
Great
that Mitch
show,
guy.
Nick, and that Mitch guy. No, yeah, so far it's been good, and I never work later till like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I think 7:30 might have been the
6, 7. I
latest.
had to. I had to.
I think 7:30 is the latest I've worked so far. So like I get home just in time to watch basketball, which is great because
Yeah.
I try to watch a different team, even if like the Sixers aren't playing. I try to put a game on at least every night, at least one
Yeah.
game.
So, all right, I'm gonna head on out, guys. But make sure you like, subscribe. Where can they find you, man?
Follow me on Twitter at Nick Curcio _2. And check out Pick Swap Media. Check out my cousin Sean Bernard and Sam Ostry on the Pace and Space podcast. And shout out to all the guys at the Hardcore Sports Network, always putting in the time and pumping out the great content. Thanks for having me,
Yep.
Mitch.
And guys, no problem, man. Anytime, once a month. But here's the thing. Um, I'm still thinking about making videos that are not just on Sixers, more basketball stuff. Like the only Eagles thing I would
It would
do
be good.
is
It
with
would be
Cool
good
Cat.
for your.
That's it.
It would be good for your mental health. I think if you talk about other teams that besides the Sixers, I think that's probably in your best interest.
Yeah. Sean is. Yep. Sean. Yep.
Yeah, Sean Bernard's my cousin. Pick Swap Media. I don't know. He does.
It's like, yeah, I would have done the same. Yep. I
don't even know who he writes for now. Crossing Broad. He's always doing something. But yeah, Sean Bernard's my cousin. So check out Pick Swap Media.
All right, guys. We'll catch you all later. Like, share, subscribe. Peace, y'all. I got a video coming out at 3 o'clock. Peace, guys.